It's the dawn of a new day. A baby lion is running free, the wind in its face, deep in the jungles of Tanzania. The little lion celebrates its joy in life, its being alive, its animate existence, never thinking that this could be its final run.
Whatever animation technique is used on the sun in that opening shot that makes it look so photorealistic. It was like the true scientific sun and not just an image of a sun, but like all the different colors and layering. It was beautiful. And I loved there was a brief scene of the reflection of water. So whatever was happening on land was like a classic animation style, but then the reflection in the water was that same sun technique of layering and almost glitter-like. It was beautiful. And just really, is there a difference between science and soul? Because the irony of intertwining this inanimate object and this human is that the inanimate object was animate all along, right? Because the soul came from the lion and traveled into the body of the inanimate object. So while they're doing this experimentation, it's something that already is animate within its soul. And so it kind of makes you question humanity and our connection to things and how life travels through objects and stories and things we hold dear, and how we intertwine with those and how our lives are passed on through objects. And is it inanimate or is it very much animate?
There's something to be said about a piece that just comes out and tells you exactly what it's about. So many of them leave you guessing or wondering, and so I really appreciated this introduction and the narrative as a whole. On top of that, I absolutely love the style of the art here. It was bright and vivid and lively, just like the music. That score was really, really awesome. I love that it takes you on a whole journey, and I really enjoyed the story of this piece. About halfway through, I was thinking it all started to look very familiar, and then I realized it's connected to Timeless, which I had just previously watched. I've never seen a festival with two connected pieces like that, and I really enjoyed this. Both of them stand on their own. They carry their own weight, and they're very strong, but it was nice to think of them together as a unit or two pieces that complement each other. I love this piece just as much as Timeless, and for all the same reasons. So once again, well done.
I think it was cool to see it be connected to another piece entered in the festival. And that became really apparent once, you know, the art style of Timeless came in the latter half of the piece. So it was really cool. It was really nice to see the connection between the two, while, you know, having this piece stand on its own. Like if I hadn't seen Timeless, it still would have been, you know, a really, really high up there, really professional, great, animation. But it was really cool. It was really beautiful. Once again, I think this piece was scored really well. I think it added an extra level, due to the type of musicality in this. But overall, really, really well done. Incredibly entertaining.
It's such an unusual story, you know. There's a whole mythology and a whole world being woven for us here in this little animated piece, and it's really cool, you know. And as they point out at the very end in the voiceover, it's a fantasy, and it's in the title too. But you know, because we do have the story of a soul of a young lion being transported into you know, a plush toy. But then we get into science fiction, you know, and quantum entanglement, and you know, it ends up being this love story of friendship between this lady and her baby lion, and yeah, and there's a villain that enters that tries to thwart everything. So yeah, you know, it's a pretty epic journey that we go on here, and it's extremely interesting and unusual and fun. You know, and overall the tone of this is just so loving and so sweet. You know, you just can't help but enjoy it.
This musical fantasy was really neat. I feel like it had a style and feel of its own, and of course it goes along with the other animated short, Timeless. I feel like both of these were kind of a part of a bigger story, that this one specifically felt like part of a feature, and the other one was more like a companion to it, so to speak, a music video. This one had great colors, so vibrant, great music, and a really good narrator. I really liked the narrator in this. Really kept me interested, and everything had a good pace to it, was really moving along, and very much a fantasy, but it also was kind of, an allude to how humans and inanimate objects really do bond, and how we have a different bond with them, and that even though they're inanimate, we're able to bond. And yeah, it's really cute. I really like it. I think it would be great for kids.
They produced this beautiful animation with a fantastic story of soulmates. How this came to be, and they help the audience understand very intricate scientific jargon with majestic orchestra music and the narration. We hear of this plush toy and the tragic twists and joyful turns with teleportation. I don't think I ever thought of having a plush toy mixed in with teleportation topics or scientific terminology. This is just an excellent mix of knowledge, great music, and very powerful story, and very fantastic animation.
This was a really interesting and enjoyable piece. The story was told in such a surprising way. The way things sort of layered on and stacked in unexpected ways was really delightful. The narration was fantastic, told just really well in a way that got you comfortable, and you thought it was just going to be a really simple sort of fairy tale kind of telling, and then it takes some turns and really an interesting telling. The animation was great too. All the sound design, everything, some top notch filmmaking here and quality animation.